Greetings Numskullians and welcome to a spooky video. Today I am joined by Dan. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Dan. I'm part of the production and logistics team. So I'm kind of out of my comfort zone here, but I do love horror, so I'm up for the challenge.
If you haven't already gathered from the title of the video, we are going to be doing a horror quiz. So a quick rundown. Today I have 6 horror tubs. I am going to be asking Dan 3 questions on each of our Tubbz franchise. And if he gets the majority of those questions right, so at least 2 out of 3, then he gets to take that tub home. Today we have the Chucky Tubbz, the Stripe Tubbz from Gremlins, Hammer Productions Frankenstein,
OG,
Dracula,
OG,
The Mummy,
OG,
and Werewolf.
another OG.
So how are you feeling on your horror trivia?
Pretty good, yeah.
You're confident, yeah?
Pretty good, yeah. Especially on Chucky, I think.
So without further ado, do you just want to jump in straight into the questions?
Might as well.
Horror quiz. So first up is Chucky from Child's Play. Have you seen the film?
Yes, I've even seen the one with his wife in it.
First question. What is Chucky's real name? A. Charles Lee Ray. B. Christopher Lee. Or is it C. Klaus Columbus?
Chucky is like short form for Charles, so I'm gonna say A. Charles Lee Ray, was it?
Very logical. Is that going to be your final answer?
Yeah.
Then that is correct. Chucky's real name is Charles Lee Ray. Second question, are you ready?
Yeah.
What is Chucky's overall reason for his killing spree? A. For no reason. B. To take over a human body. Or is it C. He thinks it's all a dream?
See, I know he's the type of guy that would do it for no reason. In the movie, it's because he's trapped in that doll's body. So I think it's to try and find a human body.
Okay, so you've done your homework. Well, hang on a minute. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Then that is correct. I see you've done your homework. So this Chucky Tubbz is officially yours, but we have a third and final question just for bragging rights. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
What brand of doll does Chucky transfer his soul into? A. Bad Boy Dolls. B. Care Bear Dolls. Or is it C. Good Guy Dolls?
I mean, he's not a bear, and I feel like to make it contrast, they wouldn't make him get into a bad guy doll. So I'm gonna say good guy doll.
So he thinks a little too on the nose if he got in a Bad Boy doll.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say C.
Okay, that's your final answer?
The good guy.
Good Guy Dolls. Okay. Well, that is correct. Chucky transfers his body into a Good Guy Dolls. It's also on the front of his overalls there as well.
So if you had handed me that earlier, I would have just read off.
But you knew it anyway.
Yeah.
So that's yours. You get to take that home. So the second tub of the day is Stripe from Gremlins. Now, have you seen the Gremlins film?
Bits and pieces, but not properly, no. But he looks terrifying.
He does, doesn't he? So I think this film is set around Christmas time. So would you say Gremlins is a Christmas film or is it a Halloween film?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna say Halloween if they look like that.
I'm inclined to agree here.
Yeah.
Are you ready for your first question on Stripe?
Yeah.
Which of these is not an important rule when caring for Gizmo the Mogwai?
Not.
A. Never feed Gizmo after midnight. B. Do not let Gizmo come into contact with water. Or is it C. Never feed Gizmo chocolate?
So it's after midnight, water and chocolate. I remember hearing something about water. Chocolate doesn't sound important to me. I feel like after midnight would sound more like a horror trope. If you feed him after midnight, he'll turn into whatever. Yeah. I'm gonna say the chocolate.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Then that is correct. Just for some quick trivia, if you feed Gizmo after midnight, then he will turn into a grotesque gremlin like Stripe here. If you make him come into contact with water, then he will multiply. Yeah, no, I think Gizmo actually eats a lot of chocolate in the films.
Okay.
Are you ready for the second question?
Yeah, let's go.
Which movie do the Gremlins watch in the cinema? A. Nightmare on Elm Street. B. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Or is it C. Boogie Nights?
Nightmare on Elm Street sounds like it was after that, so I don't think they would have been watching it. I'm gonna say Boogie Nights because it sounds like an 80s type of movie, and I feel like Gremlins was out in the 80s.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is incorrect. The Gremlins watch Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, so one wrong, one right. So it all hangs in the balance with this last question. Are you ready? How does Stripe die? Spoiler alert, by the way. A. Gizmo opens a skylight and exposes him to sunlight. B. Stripe eats too much and explodes. Or is it C. Stripe gets eaten by a shark?
I don't see how a shark's gonna come into the equation.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that one, but like no hints, he might have been eaten by a shark.
You did say he ate a lot of chocolate. The skylight thing sounds like a classic way to kill some sort of monster, so I'm gonna say the skylight.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, that is correct!
Yes!
Gizmo opens the skylight and exposes him to sunlight because you can't expose these guys to sunlight because they're like burned, they're like vampires or something. But that's your second Tubbz of the day. Oh, what a profitable day you're having. So the next tub is Frankenstein, the hammer version, bowl cut, classic Frankenstein. Are you a big Frankenstein nerd?
I feel like I know stuff, but that might just be like residual knowledge I just get from hearing things.
You ready for the first question?
Yeah.
Okay. How many Frankenstein movies are made by Hammer? A. 1 film, B. 7 films, or C. 10 films?
See, I don't know how much character development you can have for like a brain dead zombie kind of thing, like Frankenstein. So I don't see them making 7 or 10. So I would say 1 movie. I feel like they made 1 solid Frankenstein movie and left it.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to say that that is incorrect. They made 7 Frankenstein films. Right, are you ready for your second question?
Yeah, so I've got 2 more to get it, right?
Got 2 more chances. When was the first Hammer Frankenstein movie released? A. 1957, B. 1905, or C. 1988?
I feel like I don't want to underestimate the kind of technology they had in 1905, but 57 sounds like a sweet spot. I'm gonna say 57.
That classic 50s era.
Yeah.
Well, that is correct. First Frankenstein movie was released in 1957. So this one is for all the marbles. Who plays Frankenstein's creature in 1957's The Curse of Frankenstein? A. Christopher Lee, B. Freddie Jones, or is it C. Kiwi Kingston?
I'm gonna say Christopher Lee. It just sounded right when you said the first name.
Yeah.
So I was already, as soon as you said Christopher Lee, I thought it must be him.
So we're going with Christopher Lee. Well, that is correct. Christopher Lee did play Frankenstein in 1957's The Curse of Frankenstein, which means this little guy is yours. That's for you. So the fourth Tubbz up for grabs today is The Mummy, which is another Hammer production. How much do you know about The Mummy?
Not much.
No.
Not much. I do know the character, like generally speaking. These are like the original horror characters. So hopefully there's some stuff that I didn't know I knew that comes up when you ask me a question.
Who plays The Mummy in 1959's The Mummy? A. Christopher Lee, B. Peter Cushing, or is it C. Eddie Bryan?
Eddie Bryan. That sounds like a mummy's name. The mummy's quite big, isn't it?
I think he's a tall guy. I think he puts 6 foot in his Twitter bio.
Okay. Who was the second guy's name? Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
That's a monstrous name. I'm gonna go with Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Yeah.
Well, that is incorrect. In fact, Christopher Lee played The Mummy in 1959's The Mummy. Busy guy.
So they saw him doing Frankenstein. They were like, yo, let's wrap you up.
They must have got like a bundle deal on Christopher.
Yeah, they put him on a contract for like 15 years now.
You ready for the second question?
Yeah.
I don't know why anyone's gonna know this. What was the budget for the movie? A. £500,000, B. £1 million, or was it C. £125,000?
500,000 sounds like a lot for those times.
Yeah.
And $1 million sounds like even more. I'm gonna say, was it
125,000.
125,000 sounds right to me. That would probably have been a lot at the time.
That's some very logical thinking there. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
Well, that is correct.
Yes, there we go.
So this one's a spoiler, by the way. So if you haven't seen a film from like literally 70 years ago, now's your chance to pause this video and watch The Mummy.
And then come back.
And then come back, yeah.
Please come back.
How does the mummy die at the end of the film? A. Get shot. B. The spell that gives him life gets broken. Or does he C. Drown?
Drown. It's a bit lazy to me. I think it's like a spell that gets him walking in the first place.
He's a magical creature. Let's say he's the undead.
I'm gonna say the spell's broken.
Spell.
Yeah. Whatever spell it is. It's like a reanimation jutsu or whatever.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, that is Incorrect, unfortunately. He gets shot. This could have been a very, very short film.
Yeah.
But they left it to the end. He gets shot, and that's the end of the mummy. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. This is gonna sit on my desk now. But don't worry, we've got two
more
left.
OGs. Let's go.
The next tub that we have is Hammer's Dracula. Now, Dracula, obviously, OG character. Like, are you into vampires? Do you like Dracula?
Yeah, love Dracula. This is the one I've been waiting for. He's even got blood on his lip.
Okay, are you ready for the first question?
Yeah.
Who plays Dracula in 1958's Dracula? A. Christopher Lee. B. Robin Stewart. Or is it C. John Phobes Robertson?
John Phobes Robertson sounds like a count's name, and Dracula is a count. Count Dracula.
So like Count Phobes Robertson.
Yeah,
Or Count
that-
John. You're right, Johnny. I don't, John.
It has a ring to it. But it's a Hammer movie, right?
Yeah.
And they love Christopher. I'm assuming Dracula was big as well. I'm gonna say Christopher.
Is that your final answer?
We'll lock in Christopher, why not?
Well, this is correct. Christopher Lee not only plays Frankenstein, the Mummy, but he also plays Dracula. Like, that's a literal triple threat right there.
Busy guy.
Second question. What rating has Dracula got on Rotten Tomatoes? A. 10%. B. 90%. Or is it C. 60%?
I feel like with old movies, judging them now, they'd either go like a bit too high or like very low. And I feel like they would have gone low. Because you know, like horror movies don't usually have high ratings anyway. So I'm gonna say 10%.
10%.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I have to tell you that that is incorrect. Dracula actually got 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. The last question is the decider. How many times did Christopher Lee reprise his role as Dracula in the Hammer franchise? A. 20 times. B. 7 times. Or was it C. Just once?
You said there were 7 Frankenstein. You're not sure if you played all of them. I'm gonna say 1. Please be right.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that is incorrect. Christopher Lee reprised his role 7 times as Dracula. That paycheck must be
massive.
thick. This is gonna sit on my desk.
That's the one I wanted as well.
But don't worry, there's one left. So the last tubs of the day, we have The Werewolf. Again, a Hammer Productions. How are you feeling about Werewolf?
I used to watch Teen Wolf. I'm assuming it's not the same guy.
So you've got some wolf knowledge?
Yeah, I'm decent.
What was the title of the werewolf movie made by Hammer? Was it A. The Curse of the Werewolf? Was it B. An American Werewolf in Paris? Or was it C. Teen Wolf?
I don't think it was Teen Wolf.
Nah.
You're telling me the answer. Teen Wolf was probably later. I don't know what Werewolf is doing in Paris.
That is a real film, by the way.
Is it? Oh, I think it's The Curse of the Werewolf, because it would have been one of the first werewolf movies, and that title wouldn't have been as cliche as it might be now. So I'm gonna say A, Curse of the Werewolf.
Well, I'm just gonna say it's right because I practically just gave it away.
Process of elimination.
Second question. Who plays the werewolf in The Curse of the Werewolf? Is it A. Christopher Lee? No way. Is it B. Oliver Reed? Or is it C. Peter Cushing?
We've heard Peter Cushing before, haven't we?
Yes, we have. So you're gonna go with Peter Cushing?
Yeah.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Yeah, sounds like a werewolf-ish name.
Well, I have to say that that is incorrect, unfortunately. The werewolf was actually played by Oliver Reed. It would have been so funny if it was Christopher Lee again. Maybe he was too busy playing 7 Dracula films. 1 out of 2 right so far, so this one is for everything. What was Oliver Reed's character, the werewolf's name in the movie? A. Leon. B. John. Or was it C. Rudy?
Rudy sounds like a dog's name.
Yeah.
And he's a wolf. There's a link there. 1950s, I don't think that name was as popular then. A lot of main characters were called John in those times. I'm gonna say John.
You want to say John?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Last question of the day.
John Werewolf, yeah.
Well, that is incorrect. The werewolf's name in Curse of the Werewolf was Leon. Not bad though. 3 out of 6. You've got Stripe, you've got Chucky, and you've got Frankenstein. I mean, that's a pretty good haul, not gonna lie. So that is it for the horror quiz. I just want to thank Dan for coming down. How did you like today's quiz?
It was good. Learned a lot about horror movies from the 1950s.
I think there was a lot of trivia there, wasn't it?
Yeah, Christopher Lee was clearly doing very well in the 1950s.
Thank you for coming down. And if you played along at home, please let us know know in the comments how many questions did you get right.
Without Googling it.
Yes, without Googling it. I don't think I'll be able to send you Tubbz for the right answers. I don't think I have that jurisdiction. I hope you had fun. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. If you liked today's video, then give it a like. If you want to see more Numskull content, then press that little subscribe button and the little bell notification to keep up to date with all of our latest announcements, trailers, and everything else in between. So I've been Adam.
I've been Daniel.
And thank you for watching today's video. Bye.
Bye.